we have a brand new character request, and it's a Garfield rep. And I think this particular character request was a lot of fun to put together, and also a little bit challenging, being a little bit different. And we only have one Garfield rep in this game. We're going to start talking about Odie from the Garfield series, Garfield and Friends, and from the Garfield show, whichever series you are familiar with. I haven't seen a new Garfield movie yet, but I heard great things about it, so I definitely want to check that out at some point. But we got Rocksteady on the way, so I thought maybe I could squeeze in one brand new character before he comes out. Maybe the update will come out sometime during the weekend. I'm not sure, but it's only Thursday as I do this, so you guys will see this live premiere sometime during the weekend. Maybe Rocksteady will probably be out by now, by then from the previous day. You guys will see this on a Saturday. But I just wanted to put together something with a brand new character, and I think he has a good chance of getting into the game, a huge potential of getting in, because he's in the background of the stage of Garfield's Food Dream, and you can actually see him. See, if you take a look, you can pretty much see him in the background of the stage. You know what, I want to do a little bit of something different. Let's just go to the actual stage while we get ready. Let's go to the dojo. So just pick him. See, I can be able to. Let's just do Garfield. And we're gonna actually have this costume on because I use some of these just to help put together some costumes. Let's put like a mind control Garfield and get this started. So something a little bit different for this premiere. I just like seeing it. You just listen to that. So he just jumped out of nowhere. I didn't think he was gonna jump, but it says just holding up. See. So as you guys can see, he said pause twice. We definitely need that update. But see him just walking around. I just thought it'd be cool to showcase him. But I'm not gonna be on the stage forever. I want to go back. We're gonna go back to the menu. But you see him. He looks like a great playable character. See his stance, and he can dig in. See, he's jumping around. That seems like something that he could possibly do for a potential taunt. But let's start talking about his backstory to get to know Odie throughout this video today. And you guys can hang out and share your reactions about how you feel about the Garfield show. Talk about the movie without spoiling, of course. And what I want to say, will we have a chance of even seeing another Garfield rep? See Odie just walk over. So hopefully he'll be awesome to get into the game. He got into Nickelodeon Kart Racers 3 as a new playable racer and a playable character from the Garfield series. We didn't even get Jon Arbuckle, but he got in as a playable. He was a new chief in the Nickelodeon Kart Racers 3. So what's stopping them from adding Odie into this game, especially since Mr. Krabs got in to the game as a background character? So I think that opens up the door and the potential for Odie being a playable character for the potential next second wave. Maybe he'll be in the second wave, or maybe later on down the road. Maybe as a surprise future update. Maybe they'll add even more characters for Wave 2 DLC. But let's start talking about the backstory. We're going to get into it. So just in case you guys haven't heard of Odie before, Odie is a yellow beagle dog owned by Jon Arbuckle, and he's Garfield's best friend. But he's not just that. He's also Garfield's rival and fellow sidekick at times in the show. So when you go and watch Garfield and Friends and the Garfield show, you can see how Garfield really treats Odie. You can see how he treats him. He gets jealous of him sometimes, and envious, things like that during the show. And even at sometimes Odie will be able to Odie will be underestimated by Garfield, and he will even outsmart him. So Odie has some kind of intelligence, and he's able to get back at Garfield and trick him and prank him and things like that for some funny schemes and things like that. But when you go and watch the show, Garfield even goes as far as trying to steal Odie's food and trying to take advantage of Odie, for things that he wants to do and things like that when you go and watch the series. But that's basically his backstory in a nutshell. A pet of Jon Arbuckle, and he's part of the family and you guys will be able to see more of what he does and the things that he can get into. So he's not just a best friend, but he's also part of Garfield's adventures and the things that he gets into during these episodes. So that's his backstory basically. But now we're gonna get into the costumes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna stay on the stage. I just want to jump into the costumes, and we'll just head back to the menu. Just wanted to showcase a little bit of the stage. See, so we'll go back to the character selection menu. So we're gonna start talking about the costumes, so we could be able to rotate through some of them and just what I found. I didn't think I was gonna be able to find anything with Odie in the beginning. So just something basic, something just plain. Odie can wear his dog collar, Odie's collar. It's just something basic, because you see how some of these characters, they have hats. Or just, I'll use Lucy Loud. She has this on, and then her helmet. Things like that. That could be something a little bit small, just to start him off for a costume, one of his alternate costumes. But now I wanted to do research, because I didn't know everything that he wore, and I managed to learn a lot of new things of what he wore throughout the series for the Garfield show and Garfield and Friends. Odie's alter ego, Odieboy, where he could take on his superhero alter ego and tap into his heroic self. So Odieboy, if you guys haven't seen this, this was new to me. Odieboy is Super Garfield's sidekick in the comics, who appeared in the 2008 and 2012 comics. I have not read any other comics whatsoever, and this was something brand new. So I thought they could take something like this and add it as some kind of just sort of an update, just to give him more of a better costume. It's just something that's not going to be settled with color variations and things like all that. I think this would be a perfect costume for him, and I definitely would wear this. I'm surprised they didn't add Super Garfield in this game, because he doesn't even have it. See, from his costumes, from these, he doesn't have Super Garfield whatsoever. I'm surprised they didn't add it. So I thought Odieboy would look pretty cool. It looked cool for Odie as an alternate costume, and something that they could take from the comics if they can. Now, check out this costume. It's Garfield's pirate costume. I didn't even know where this was, just being open. I have never seen this costume until I discovered it from the Garfield's Halloween Adventure special for Halloween. Just a little Halloween thing. This is his costume that he wore to go trick-or-treating with Odie. So, and then once I went to go and watch Garfield's Halloween Adventure special, Odie also dressed up as a pirate for Halloween. So they can add Odie's pirate Halloween costume, where he wears a red and white striped shirt, a green bandana with gold earrings. And you guys can really see that when they're trick-or-treating together, if you watch and check out Garfield's Halloween Adventure special. So see how Garfield got his right here on the screen? That definitely means that if Odie gets into the game, he's definitely gonna have this on too, and have this little Halloween pirate costume on that he can rock. But those are all the costumes I could basically come up with. Just like I was saying, it wasn't easy just trying to come up with stuff and try to find things just for this character. It took a while to try to do research and try to find some of this stuff. So I found all sorts of new things. This would definitely be an ideal costume for him. And then, which I didn't mention, every character that gets into this game is going to have some kind of mind control. They're going to have 2 mind control costumes. Why does it look like that now? It just lost its effect. See how it's just gone? I wonder if any other characters have that. See, she still has those flames around her. See, but for Garfield, it doesn't even pop up. It's definitely weird. There must be something that needs to be fixed. See, Jimmy Neutron got theirs. Rocco, they don't have that extra little purple flames. It's completely gone from Garfield for some reason. But just like I was saying, he's definitely going to have his mind control skins as well for Vlad Plasmius. When you unlock him from the story and you defeat him twice, you can unlock those too for his costumes. But now it's time for the taunts and animations. Now, another challenge around this request, Odie cannot speak the English language or speak complete sentences like Garfield can in the show, and he can speak his mind. Just like he can when you play him in other Nickelodeon crossover games. He has his own voice lines and dialogue. Odie cannot really speak English like Garfield, and this was just a major challenge, just trying to come up with taunts and animations for this character. But from what I learned, he's limited to barking, and he could say a bit of some of these phrases and lines, and he even had some of these reactions in Nickelodeon Kart Racers 3, so I think it'll probably carry over into this game. It'll only make sense. So just name some of the lines that I just took down. I put these in my list of ideas as well, and especially for Nickelodeon Kart Racers 3. He says ta-da or ta-da, just how he makes them little noises, and he'll bark in the Nickelodeon Kart Racers 3. He was he does that in Nickelodeon Kart Racers 3. It's just fun just trying to do the noises. He does that in Kart Racers 3, so he's gonna have those kind of noises and reactions in the game. And some other things I learned that he could say yeah and and what. He only could say limited lines like those, and then just outside of just barking noises and things, it's so tough to just try to come up with things for him as far as his animations and taunts for this character. It was a major challenge, but that's all I could really dig up. But I came up with some additional things as far as taunts that he can do for some developer ideas for them if he gets into this game. Odie can have thought bubbles on display on prompt during his taunts. And he can say, oh no. He also knows how to say that. Oh no. But he'll sound different. Oh no. Something like that. I don't know. Just with some of his reactions. And just he'll be moping around. Just he could just make those different noises and reactions. But it's just different because, Garfield can talk. And Odie can, like he can. So he was just very difficult to implement because he rarely talks compared to Garfield, just from watching the show. And then some additional thoughts I came up with, I just mentioned the barking. Odie can bark, and it can match up with how he does in Kart Racers 3. He can have those similar reactions in this game for All-Star Brawl 2 if he gets in as a playable character. Now, we got animations with the winning animation and losing animations. I wanted to do something with those at least, since he's so limited with his taunts. So with a winning animation, some winning animations I came up with, Odie can eat his food in celebration of a victory, or he can also run around chasing his tail in an endless loop. Just something that would make sense for this character. Since he's just a dog, and it's just different because everybody else got their own little unique taunts and winning animations. Something that would make sense. I think those would probably be more ideal for him. And you saw that just even from the stage. I didn't even notice that. When we was just playing the stage for a little bit from Food Dreams, he was just digging and things like that. He had those different animations. He could do stuff like that for his taunts in the mix and animations. Now, a losing animation I came up with, Odie can lie down on the sofa from the show, sad, curled up under a blanket, hiding away. I think Garfield actually has that, but it could be something similar to what Garfield has. But they can put him on the sofa instead from the show that's in the house. So I think that'll be more of a fitting losing animation. Maybe some of you guys could come up with some better losing and winning animations. Maybe some ideal taunts, but those are all I could really come up with because this character is just so challenging because he doesn't talk like everybody else does. Because everybody in this game from the roster have complete sentences and voice lines. Even characters like Ren and Stimpy that talk together that are duos and more, Rocco and things like that. It goes on and on and on. Even for the DLC that we have now, but Odie would be a little bit different because he rarely talks and speaks So I think that was the biggest challenge for me, was for this, is just creating these ideas for this request, coming up with taunts and animations and things that he could do, phrases and um, his go-to catchphrases and voice lines. It was just really a challenge just trying to put those together. But that's the best I could really put together, and I think they will pull. Just being honest, I think they will honestly pull and carry over some of the similar reactions that he does and has in Kart Racers 3 over into this game. I don't think it would be too much of anything brand new. It'll just be carried over with maybe some um, thought bubbles on display. So that was just something I think they could do. Come up with different thought bubbles for him to say it, even though he can't speak it, he can think it. See, so I think that'll be more ideal. But now it's time for the move set. This is a little bit more on the shorter end, but I wanted to really make this more unique and try to make the moves make sense for this character. And that's all. I always do that for any sort of character, regardless of who it is, even if it's a newer show or additional rep getting in. It says Garfield's the only solo rep. I'm like making these movesets just make them make sense and fitting and don't feel rushed. I don't want to just be copying from other games. It just seems like some of these characters have their certain moves that could be similar to other platform fighters. You see what Zuko's dancing dragon punch? It makes you think of the Falcon punch. But I came up with some other moves for him to make him stand out, and even a unique technique that no one else has in this game that can really make him a suitable character on the battlefield. So I wanted to start with his super stretchy tongue, because I think he's going to be able to use his tongue to be able to get some good offense when you play as Odie in this game for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, if he gets in as DLC. So with his stretchy tongue, he's going to have massive range. Odie can attack enemies from a distance with his tongue, and also be used to grab and pull opponents towards him. So I think that'll be a cool little setup. So think you're going to get away from Odie, he'll just be able to pull you in, and I think it'll be a massive reach. I'm also going to show what I did for Hair Razor with her hair. It's going to be something, similar for Odie with his tongue. So the next move is dinner time. So Odie can eat opponents while also having the ability to swallow projectiles and shoot and spit them right back to nearby enemies. So I think that'll be a unique technique for him. So just playing as Odie, so he'll be hungry for the opponents and just be able to, he can take in the bubbles, and he can even be able to stop that table, the Krusty Krab table that Patrick throws, the clarinet notes, the sauce that he can fire. He'll be able to just stop all that. Now, just thinking about it now, even if Rocco summons Spunky, he'll be able to swallow Spunky and spit him right back out towards Rocco. How cool would that be? And then the rockets that Jimmy Neutron fires, it goes on and on. The pies that Garfield throws, things like that. The fireballs from Azula and Zuko and Azula. It just goes on and on with all the different projectiles that he'll be able to swallow and spit back out to reflect. It's a unique move that I think will work for Odie, and it'll make him dangerous. So, fire a projectile, Odie will just be able to take it in, just swallow it, and just spit it back out. Or take it in and spit it back out. And it won't do anything to him. He'll just be able to be a character that you just don't want to fire any sort of projectiles towards, because he'll just eat it and then just spit it right back out. Even for those summons. I could say the same thing for his jackhammer as well for Rocco, but it's just so many things I wanted to just do with him. I think this was one of my favorite moves. I think would be perfect for him. His next one, go fetch. Almost something similar to what I did with Cat Dog for their return if they ever get back in. So with this one, Odie can quickly run forward in a burst of speed and leap with excitement, charging through all enemies in his way. So his next move, chomp chomp or chomping, chomp chomp. Odie can chomp away at enemies with his sharp teeth with a 3-hit combo, so he'll be able to bite you. And just feed upon the characters. This will be a nice move for him. And just a little biting move. He's a dog. So why not give him some kind of move with using his teeth, things like that. My personal favorite move that I came up with his ability is a slobber trail. And with this, Odie will be able to make Odie can make all movement difficult for all the characters to keep their balance, creating trails of drool drips behind him. And opponents behind Odie will slip and slide across the field, and this trail will also help Odie create a bigger window or open up a bigger window for more attacks. So there's no characters in this game that has something that can slow you down like that. I don't even really think that it's just like something that'll cause you to slip and slide, unless you're playing on a certain stage that's slippery. But Odie with his slobber, I think this would be one of his best moves and unique techniques that players can use, and the developers can implement this because Odie he just slobbers all over the place with his slobber trail, and it won't affect him because it's gonna be his own move. He won't be affected by his own trail, so he'll be able to move freely, and then that's how he can just be able to take advantage of the opponents. Even for characters that's a little bit more slower, like Reptar, he'll be able to capitalize and be able to take it, just be able to combo. And with his slobber trail, I think it could combo with his stretchy tongue, so you're slipping and sliding, and he won't have to worry about running to you. He could just pull you in. Once you lose balance, he could pull you in with his stretchy tongue, and you could just start comboing him with his bite attacks and more. And then this other one, just in case, I gave him his own projectile attack, the bowling ball toss. And I use this as a video example that you guys can click on if you want to as a reference. See how I just found all types of different things? I didn't even know he went bowling, or just used some kind of bowling ball in Garfield, because I was gonna have him shoot like a bone, things like that. But I didn't want to just take the same ideas from what I came up with Cat Dog. I wanted to do something different as an ideal projectile, so I just ended up finding out and discovering this from this video example. So Odie will be able to wind up and toss a bowling ball across the battlefield that's capable of hitting multiple enemies on impact. So just because he hits one person, if you're doing like a 4-player free-for-all, he'll be able to hit the Beavers, Jimmy Neutron, and Jenny. He'll be able to hit all 3 of those characters all into one if they all get hit by the bowling ball, because it's going to roll right through them and phase through their body. So it's going to do a good amount of damage. And I got this from when Garfield was trying to play a trick on him and make it seem like he was stuck in a tree. You guys could be able to see it from the video example that I have the link towards, that I put in the description. You guys could check it out. It's just a little short clip where you can see it. And Odie outsmarts him and uses a bowling ball to get him out of the tree. And Garfield ends up falling flat right on his tail out of the tree. And Odie just laughed at him in a sinister manner. It was pretty cool to see that. But you just see what I was talking about with his backstory. He outsmarts Garfield's, and he even knows what he's up to, because Garfield was trying to pretend that he was stuck in a tree to just try to get Odie to fall out, jump out the window and things like that. So it's just funny to see things like that, and it's just one of the main examples of how Odie is underestimated, and he can outsmart Garfield during the show at times. So I just thought I'd use the video example, so just in case y'all want to take a look. So I just think this is the better projectile move for him, a bowling ball that he can be able to use and toss across the field to hit multiple enemies at once. And then, of course, I had to give him a super or ultimate attack. Remember how I said Odie had his heroism, and he was part of Super Garfield's sidekick. His name was the Amazing Flying Dog in the Caped Avenger. It was the Garfield show, the Caped Avenger. It was called the Garfield Show, the Caped Avenger Rides Again, from season 3, episode 9. And that's how I came up with his super or his ultimate attack. So I'm still surprised that they didn't add Super Garfield as an additional bonus costume. But they can definitely do more costumes for these characters as an additional update that they can have behind a paywall. So people will buy these awesome costumes for individual characters, especially if you're a Garfield main. You'll probably want to get your hands on that Super Garfield costume, but they didn't add it. So the Amazing Flying Dog was the sidekick of Super Garfield from the Caped Avenger. And this is from Odie's dream, where he took on a heroic persona, saving a poodle from danger. It was in Odie's dream, and I think this would be perfect for his super, the Amazing Flying Dog. With his once you fill the slime bar all the way for his ultimate, or his super, or final smash that other people keep saying. So once you watch this, later on, Odie actually gained the ability to fly. And I thought this could be perfect in a cool little ultimate attack where he could be able to move freely, unleashing his might as the Amazing Flying Dog. And you see how Jenny can fly around with her super. Well, I won't say her super, but her recovery. Odie's going to be able to fly in a similar fashion with that animation, with that similar speed. They can use the same speed that Genie has, so it has that kind of balance to fit it. Instead of just having to just use a super, well, that's it. The meter's gone, and whether you hit or miss, they can give Odie and some of these characters mobility once you activate their ultimate attacks. So I think this would be something that I wanted to think of, not even just to add for a super and his ultimate, give him the same speed and momentum that Jenny flies and uses when she uses her recovery, when she says, "I'll catch you later." When she does that, for her recovery, give Odie or basically the amazing Flying Dog as his super attack. Give him the same. They can give him the same momentum and speed, so it's balanced, and Odie will just be able to fly at you, unleashing his might. And each time he make contact, he'll just be able to knock you away. So it sounds pretty overpowered in might, but as he's flying around, if you're playing on a bigger stage, it'll help you because you'll be able to get away from him. And he might hit you maybe once or twice or a few times, but you might be able to get away from him and still be able to outlast his flying dog. Outlast his meter until his slime bar is completely depleted. Once the slime bar is depleted, you'll probably be able to outlast him if you're playing against Odie on a bigger stage. So that'll probably be the better move. You try to dodge him, things like that. But you won't be able to get away forever because he's going to eventually catch you. So I thought this would be something that they could do and implement the Amazing Flying Dog Odie from his dream, and his dream can come true. They can bring his dream. The developers can bring Odie's dream to life by allowing him to be the Amazing Flying Dog with his super or his ultimate attack using his full slime bar. So that's everything that I came up with him. I really hope he does get into the game. I think he deserves a spot as well. We definitely need more Garfield reps because we got a couple solo reps, Rugrats, even surprising to say it, the Loud House for solo reps, Jimmy Neutron, from LT Gray, Rocco, Jimmy Neutron, Lucy Loud, Daggett and Orbit, Garfield, Jenny, Zim, Reptar, and Ren and Stimpy. Those are all our solo reps. From LT Gray, trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, from LT Gray, The Adventures of Manny Rivera, all the way down here to Reptar, Ren and Stimpy, My Life as a Teenage Robot, Invader Zone, and Wild Thornberries. Those are all our single reps. So our solo reps, that's all we got. Hopefully we get more. But I think he definitely deserves a shot. And back up. And just like I was saying, Mr. Krabs got in. Mr. Krabs got, where is it? Why can't I find the stage? Oh, there it is, there it is. Mr. Krabs got in, see him in the background. Look what he a playable character. No. Mr. Krabs got in, and they even said that background characters all have a chance. It doesn't disqualify them from getting into the roster, and roster slots do not matter. So that means Odie can definitely get in and come out from the background from the food dream and be a playable character to join Garfield. I definitely hope he gets in. And since they also mentioned, I wanted to mention this, I'm happy to mention this too. Since they also mentioned that Rocksteady is coming out soon, we're getting new stages as well. So maybe these characters can all contain, future characters can add and can contain new stages, so we're not stuck playing the same stages. And since we're actually getting new stages, we could definitely probably get the Krusty Krab, and Odie can have a new stage, and it could probably be Jon Arbuckle's house from the inside. The brawl can take place inside Jon Arbuckle's house or Garfield's house per se, and it'll be a nice stage outside of the Food Dream that can come out with Odie as paid DLC to be able to shine. They got a lot of different characters in this game. I really hope they do continue to do more, and we don't get just one or just get 2 or 3 stages and that's it. We could get more and more and more to make this game bigger and better, and new stuff can become available. We definitely need a lot. Plus, there's just the fixes as well in the mix. But I think Odie definitely was a lot of fun to play, to at least put together and share how I think he could play for, you guys' requests. And if you have a request, you could drop it in the comments. And even if it's a show I haven't seen, I love trying out different shows because I've done shows from Monster High, Kappa, Mikey, all those different shows I haven't even watched, that I never watched, but I got into from working on these characters and these different requests. Kappa, Mikey, Monster High, and even some other shows that I even recently got into from Rock Paper Scissors as well, like one of the new Nicktoons series or Nickelodeon's new show series. It'll be awesome to see more of those characters get into the game.